Hi guys, welcome. My name is Kieran of One Zen Academy and One Zen Yoga. So a lot of people that I treat, whether through massage and treatment, whether through exercise rehab, whether through yoga, a lot of people experience pain, and people associate pain with an injury, like a pathology. So if they have back pain, in most people's heads, they think it's an actual structural issue. My back is damaged, therefore I need to take either medicine, or I need a scan, I need an operation. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is pain, as pain increases over time, it becomes less associated with any mechanical issue and becomes more associated with other factors in our lives. So if we take the biopsychosocial model, first produced by Engel in 1977, we know that pain is multifactorial. So we have a bio, we have a psycho, and we have a social. So the social aspect is your social structure. What does that look like? Are you isolated and on your own, in which case pain can be exacerbated? Do you have a good support structure with family, friends, and so on, in which case your pain actually decreases? And you don't have to take my word for it, this has been shown in many studies. So that's what give you an idea of one aspect. Another aspect is the psycho aspect, the mental aspect. So I know if I suffer from anxiety or depression, my pain is exacerbated. We have the bio, which is the physiology. If I'm on certain medication, that can be exacerbated. If I'm not taking care of my diet, for instance, if I'm not moving and I'm leading more a sedentary life, then again my pain will be exacerbated. The reason why we kind of go into this is because through yoga specifically, and I know this from personal experience, and the reason why I got into yoga was to do with pain management, is yoga inadvertently encompasses the biopsychosocial model. So in a yoga class, we have a social structure, we have movement, okay, and we also have the mindfulness, meditation, breathwork approach. So we actually encompass all three of these areas. That's why people leave most yoga classes, or when I do a one-to-one practice or a small group practice, they often leave feeling quite good. Pain's often decreased and they can move and groove. So if you ever thought about doing yoga and you're a runner, weightlifter, powerlifter, and you thought, oh, I'm not into that, but you do have an injury or something to that effect, then please give it a go. Look me up or look some other practitioners up. You can contact me, kieran.cronin@yahoo.co.uk, or you can go to onezenacademy.com or onezenwellness.co.uk. So there's plenty of ways to get hold of me. But yeah, give it a go. I've got a yoga class coming soon in Milton Keynes, but I also offer virtual online yoga teaching as well. So don't be afraid to kind of reach out, even if you're in Australia or America, wherever you are on the planet. These days it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I hope this finds you well, and if you are in pain, remember that there are many ways to manage the pain mechanism. It very rarely means that the injury is damaged, and the amount of pain, okay, doesn't indicate the amount of damage. And I'll give you an example. Have you ever stumped your toe? Have you ever got a paper cut? Because I don't know about you, but they drive me bonkers. So they're quite painful, right? And there's a professor called Lorimer Moseley, who's kind of one of the leaders in neuroscience to do with pain, and he tells a fantastic story about a guy who basically has I think it was like a nail in his head. And he's going about, his business in the hospital. He's just waiting patiently, and he had blood dripping down. He's got a big bandage, massive nail sticking out, and he's just talking normally. And I was like, "Are you sure you're all right?" He's like, "I'm fine." He's a bit of a joker, and he's joking with some of the kids in the emergency room and stuff. And then he stumps his toe, and and it's the worst pain ever, and they're like, the nurses come out and they say, oh, what's wrong, you know, is there anything, you know, happened to your head, is the nail moved? He's like, no, I stubbed my blooming toe. And I always thought that story kind of sticks with me, and I probably haven't done it justice. I really kind of destroyed that story, so apologies for that, but you get the idea. And I've done this many times myself. Not a nail in my head, of course, but I've had like a really bad injury, like I tore my calf, and I had a paper cut on my finger, and the paper cut drove me insane. The calf hurt, but the paper cut was wow. So it isn't an indication of the amount of damage that's going on. And if, for instance, you sprain your ankle, within 12 weeks, and this is true for most injuries, within 12 weeks, you'll find that the majority of healing is done. It can take up to a couple of years, but the majority of like structural healing is done, providing you've done the right amount of rehab. And the beauty of yoga especially is that we stress different areas just in the right amount to make sure that we realign the collagen, the muscle fibers, and so on. So if you are injured, or you suffer an injury, especially 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, then now's the time definitely to jump on, especially with something like yoga or weight training. But don't be afraid to kind of start the rehab process and use professionals as a guide to that. Obviously, I'm biased towards more yoga and weightlifting and running, so those are the things I'm going to plug more. But what else do you need in your life? So thanks for listening to my ramblings, guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.